The Inspired Principles. Hey team, and welcome to this week's episode of the Inspired Program. In this week's episode, we're going to be going over the Inspired Principles, the principles that I teach my coaching clients and that I live by myself in order to get in the best shape possible, physically and mentally. But before we delve into today's topic, if you don't do so already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, stay up to date with all our content every single week. And if you enjoy this episode, please give it a big thumbs up and let me know your biggest takeaway from today's episode in the comment section. Don't forget, in the captions, you can join our free community, which is full of gold to help you on your journey, as well as all our social media links. Don't forget, you can also get your hands on our startup guide, which gives you everything you need to know to get started on your health and fitness journey. The Inspired Principles, what are they? Well, first and foremost, it's an acronym. And the I stands for intentional goals and realistic expectations. One of the biggest drawbacks for a lot of people when it comes to their journey is they do not have intentional goals. They do not know exactly what they're working towards and what they want to achieve, and have these mad expectations that they want to be losing 3, 4, 5, 6 pounds every single week. And when they don't hit these goals, they get frustrated in the process, they feel it's not working, and ultimately they end up giving up. So the most important thing on your journey is having intentional goals and realistic expectations of what you want to achieve. Once you set these intentional goals and have these realistic expectations around it, it's going to be an absolute game changer for you on your journey. That brings us on to N, nutritious balance. And this is absolutely key. Because when it comes to losing weight and getting into shape, it's not just about the calories. Yes, the calories are going to be the determining factor when it comes to creating that calorie deficit and losing the weight. However, the food we consume is going to help us or hinder us. So I'm a big believer in getting a balance. 80% more nutritious, 20% less nutritious. When we do this, the 80% is going to allow us to nourish our body, energize our body, and if you are in a fat loss phase, give us voluminous foods that's going to make us feel fuller for longer. Whereas the 20% of the side is going to allow us to have that enjoyment in life, have that cheeky takeout, have that piece of chocolate, whatever it may be, absolutely guilt-free, knowing we can manage it and get straight back on track as and when we need to help us feel nourished, energized, but most importantly, helping us reach our health and fitness goals. Which brings me on to S, which is sleep well. Poor sleep is one of the biggest drawbacks for a lot of people when it comes to becoming physically stronger, mentally stronger, and also the best version of yourself. You see, if you do not have good quality sleep or sufficient sleep, then that's going to leave your appetite higher, hunger higher, and energy lower, which is going to make it so much more difficult for you to become that best version of yourself, because you're more likely to overindulge, you're more likely to eat less nutritious foods more often, and you're going to be less likely to fulfill your physical activity, your daily movement, which is absolutely key to becoming that best version of yourself. So make sure you are prioritizing your sleep, you're optimizing your evening routine to get a good wind down, to optimize your sleep, and then having a good wake up routine as well to help you seize the day and energize the day as well. That brings me on to P, which is physical activity. This is where we need to look at increasing our daily movement on a day-by-day basis, generally becoming more active, using our legs a little bit more, parking further away, taking the stairs instead of the lift. All these things play a massive part in not only getting you more active, but also energizing on a daily basis, and then finding activities that you enjoy. There's no right or wrong activity when it comes to getting into shape, because ultimately it needs to give you some enjoyment and it needs to give you fulfillment as well as get you moving on a regular basis. Now, for some people it might be lifting weights, for others it might be hiking, for another person it might be Zumba, but finding something that you can get your teeth in, really get some enjoyment out of, and see progression in that physical activity. And find the one that you enjoy the most, because you're more likely to stick at it. And brings me on to inner purpose. Having a powerful reason to change. Having that drive, that vision, that purpose is super, super important. If you're going into your journey just simply wanting to lose a little bit of weight, wanting to become more confident, then when the going gets tough, guess what? You're going to throw in the towel. You're going to end up giving up when the going gets tough. So what you actually need to start thinking about is why you're on this journey, why it's so important to you, and why you need to reach the goals that you want to reach. That's super, super important for you. So get clear on the reason why you want to change, why you're on your mission, what are your values, and what is your inner purpose, and it'll be an absolute game changer. Moving on to resilience. Resilience in managing your stresses, but also managing your emotions as well. If you can build up resilience in these areas, you're going to be less likely to utilize food or alcohol or other poor cope mechanisms to help you reach your health and fitness goals. So building up awareness around what your triggers are and having better coping mechanisms around that When you do that, that'll be a game changer for you. And last step is E, excellence. You want to be striving for the best version you can be. Being that best version of yourself. Like, what are you actually capable of? Okay, how far can you push those boundaries? Physically, mentally, emotionally, your boundaries, who you surround yourself with, and dedicating your goals, your visions to that excellence. And when you do that, you'll become that best version of yourself. Now, if you take these principles, apply action to these principles, I guarantee you'll start becoming that best version of yourself, fitter, stronger, mentally and physically becoming that best version of yourself. Now, I'd love to know which principles stood out the most for you and which one do you need to work on most. Thank you so much for watching our episode. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and let me know your biggest takeaway in the comments.